Good morning, everybody. This is Justin here. Happy Friday. Woo! All right, so you've been hearing a lot about doubt this week and how we can overcome that. And sometimes when it comes to doubt, we even doubt ourselves. And in 2 Corinthians 12:9, it says this, "But his answer was, 'My grace is all you need, for my power is greatest when you are weak.' I am most happy then to be proud of my weakness, and in order to feel the protection of Christ's power over me." And see, Paul, he had this weakness that he wanted God to get rid of, and he asked him multiple times to get rid of it, and God's like, "No, I'm not doing that, because in your weakness, you are strong." And when I see this verse, what God is telling Paul and is telling us, despite whatever weaknesses you may have, you are enough to be used by God right here and right now. So you say to yourself, I am enough. I am enough to be used by God. And when I talk to the students about this, I refer to Moses, because Moses had a lot of self-doubt about who he was. One, he murdered somebody. Two, he had a speech impediment. And God is calling Moses, "Hey, I want you to lead the people out of Israel." But Moses had a speech impediment. Some people believe he had a stuttering problem. So from worldly standpoints, that wouldn't be the guy you would think would be the one to lead a bunch of people out of Israel. But that's the one that God chose. And so in his weakness, he was made strong. And the funny thing is, his brother went with him, but Moses talked most of the time anyway. So how cool is that? And he tells Moses, "Go tell the people I'm the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." Now, Jacob was a manipulator. He was a con artist. He lived most of his life pretending to be somebody he wasn't, because he stole his brother's birthright and blessing, which is a very huge deal in the Old Testament times. And he's coming back to reconcile with his brother, and the angel asks, Who are you? And he says, "My name's Jacob." And then the angel goes, "You're now Israel." So Israel was the one that had it all together. He wasn't the screwed up one. And God is telling Moses, "Go tell the people, I'm the God of Jacob. I'm the God of the imperfect." And guys, for me, sometimes I struggle with the idea of self-doubt. Am I good enough, to do what God's called me to do, to be a husband, father, minister, all those things? And when I look at this verse, it's really awesome for me, because I know that in spite of whatever weaknesses I may have, God is saying, even in those, you are enough to be used today, right now, where you are, in the midst of whatever you're going through. You are enough. You don't have to wait till tomorrow. You wait right now. Jesus called the disciples and said, "Go." He didn't say, "Go take a shower. You smell like fish." He said, "Come on, let's go." And you are enough. Just remind yourself, I am enough to be used by God. In my weakness, God's glory will shine through. And it was because of Moses' weakness, how he could not talk. The one thing that God called him to do was be a communicator to a whole bunch of people. And if he can do that for Moses, he can do that for us. So guys, be encouraged this weekend. If we make mistakes, it's no big deal, because we are enough to be used by God. I hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you guys on Sunday.